Welcome students, welcome to passive electronic components, the new chapter we are going to start today. We have completed with digital electronics. Only one topic I have left in the digital electronics because after studying passive electronic components, the last topic, that multi vibrators, will do it. Okay. Here in passive electronic components is a very important topic. It is more theoretical than a problematic or derivative chapter. It is a very interesting too, very basic to know in electronics. Okay. So, we have completed the first chapter, introduction to electronics. After that, semiconductors also almost 80% of the semiconductor chapters we have completed, and digital electronics. And according to our syllabus, because of COVID-19 it has been reduced. According to our syllabus, this is our last chapter. Okay, passive electronic components. So, in this chapter we are going to study active and passive components. In passive components, resistors, first we are going to study in that applications of what is resistor and applications of resistors, specifications of resistors, that ohms rating, power rating and tolerance rating. See, what do you mean by passive electronic components? There are two types of components in electronic circuits. In electronic circuits, there are two types of components. One is active components and passive component. Passive, this chapter is more about passive electronic components. The electronic components, passive components in the sense, the very known example is your resistor. Okay. So, along with resistor, passive components are, there are two more, that is capacitors and inductors. These we are going to study the construction, the working, the construction and the properties, specifications of these passive components, resistors, capacitors and inductor in the passive electronic components. So, what do you mean by active components? Active components, what are the examples for active components? That also you people know, that is vacuum tubes, your diode, semiconductor diode, transistors and your LED, you might have heard Zener diode. These are the semiconductor devices, whatever you take, those are called active components. So, here what do you mean by passive and active components? Passive components, they do not supply any energy to the circuit. If you write the difference, we will write the difference, because in the examination passive electronic components are passive electronic components and active electronic components or active components. Passive components, first one is they do not supply any energy to the circuit, whereas active components, they supply energy to the circuit. Okay. And Passive components, they store, absorb and dissipate energy. They can store energy, they can absorb energy, or they can dissipate, power dissipation. You might have heard power dissipation. So, they can dissipate energy. Whereas, the active components, they rectify, amplify and change the energy from one form to another. Energy from one form to another. And these passive components, they do not depend on, or they do not rely on any external supply to function. They do not require any external supply to function. Whereas active components, they require or they rely on, they depend on, rely on external supply to function. What is this? See, as I have already told you, active components, they rectify, amplify and change. See, amplification, transistors, I have already told you, their main function is to amplification, or switching purposes we will use transistors. And rectification, the diode's main application is, semiconductor diode's main application is rectification. That means they convert AC into DC, that and all you will study in further classes. So, for doing all these things, they need external supply to do it. That means they should be biased first. Diode will conduct when it is in forward biased mode. Diode will not conduct when it is in reverse biased mode, right? See, biasing we have studied. Biasing in the sense applying external voltage is called biasing. If you apply external voltage in such a way that the cathode of the diode is connected to positive supply and anode is connected to negative supply, what happens? That will be reverse biased, right? Diode will not conduct. Okay. If it is connected in forward bias in the sense anode is connected to positive of the supply, cathode is connected to negative of the cycle, then it is forward biased. So, after biasing only it starts functioning as either forward biased or reverse biased. And also in AND gate, NOT gate circuit you have observed transistor base, if you do not supply, transistor was already connected in the circuit, right. When you power on the circuit, if the current passes through the base, if the current enters into the base, then only transistor works in a saturation mode, works as a closed switch, right. So, these transistors and diodes, whatever we have studied up to this, what we have observed is they should be biased properly, then only they can do their functions, that is rectify, amplify and change the energy from one form to another. They are depending on the external supply to exhibit their function, whereas resistors and capacitor, they do not depend on any external supply. Once it is connected in the circuit, they start functioning depending on their property. If the resistance is connected in the circuit, what is the property of the resistance? Oppose the flow of current. To oppose the flow of current, it will oppose wherever you go and connect the resistor, it starts opposing the flow of current. If you connect the diode, how you are connected, that is matters. If you connect it in a forward bias, then only current flows through it. If you connect it in the reverse bias, current will not flow. So, active components, they depend on external supply to function, whereas passive components, they do not depend on external supply to function. Okay. And active components, they supply energy in the sense they do all these functions, rectification, amplification and all they will do, whereas active components, they do not supply. In fact, they store energy, they absorb energy, they dissipate energy. What is the storing of energy, that you will study once you move further into the passive components. Okay. Just you should remember, if they ask for difference between active and passive components, you have to write this along with the examples. Passive components examples are resistors, capacitors and inductor. Whereas active components examples, any semiconductor devices you can write are vacuum tubes, diodes, transistors, LEDs, Zener diode, anything. Okay. Once we will study, if you want to move further in any electronic circuit you take, you will find at least one active component and there are some passive components too. Electronic circuit is made up of both active and passive components. Okay. It's a very important question. So many times it has been asked, difference between passive and active components. Okay. So, otherwise when you go into further studies in engineering or in your BSc electronics, if you choose, the first question, it's a very basic question, what are basic active and passive components, you should know it clearly. Okay. In that passive components, the first element is resistors. The first element is resistors. Resistor is a component which opposes the flow of electric current. Resistors, you already know this, it's very familiar to you people, you have already studied Ohm's law. Resistor is a component which opposes or which oppose the flow of electric current. So, the component which offers, also you can define component, resistor is a component which offers specified value of resistance, specific resistance or specified value of resistance to the flow of electric current in the circuit. So, resistor which opposes the flow of electric current through it, that also you can write. Resistor is a component or a passive electronic component which offers specified value of resistance to the flow of electric current in the circuit. If somebody asks you some question, what is resistor? You are an electronics student. If somebody asks you that what is resistor, what you will tell? Resistor is a resistor which opposes the flow of electric current. If you answer like that, okay, they will leave you. If you answer like resistor is a passive component which offers specified value of resistance in the flow of current, what they will do? Okay, what is that passive component? They will ask one more question. And what is that resistance? This answer promotes us to ask some more questions. What is this passive component? What is this resistance? Right? So, resistor is a component which offers a specified value of resistance in the circuit. Resist However you want, you can write. For both the definitions, you will write, you will get marks. And resist in the sense, resist means, what is the dictionary meaning of resist? That is oppose. All the materials, any material you take, they will have at least little or more property of opposition, right? Either a little or more. See, conductors, insulators, semiconductors will tell. So how we will define resistivity? Electrical conductivity is more in conductors. Conductivity is it's not there in insulators. The electrical conductivity lies between insulators and conductors, will tell, no, for semiconductors. In the same way, resistivity, again, insulators more resistance, conductors less resistance, right? So, how much resistance value will be varied from component to component, material to material, right? Wood, rubber, plastic, they are more resistance they are having, so they will not conduct electricity, right? Whereas copper, aluminium, they are having less resistance, so they can conduct, right? So, in the same way, resistance may be little or more, but all the properties exhibit the property of resistance. What is this resistance? Resistor we have studied. Resistance, the property of the resistor, a property of the conductor or the property of the material you can take. The property of the material to oppose the flow of current. Any material, conductor, insulator, anything, the property of the material which opposes the opposing property, that is called as resistance. Opposing element, that is called as resistor, opposes the flow of electric current. Okay, that is resistance. So, this resistance property is same for this property, it do not depend on or does not depend on, resistance does not depend on direction of the current flow. Direction of the current flow. Where you will find direction of the current flow in AC and DC, in direct current flows in only one direction, whereas in alternating current changes its direction periodically, right? So, for this resistance property of the resistor or property of the material, that will not affected by the direction of current, that means it will be same, it will have same effect for AC and DC. For both alternating current and direct current, the property of the resistance will not be affected. Okay. The resistance is measured in SI unit is ohm and it is denoted by capital R. Okay. Next is applications of resistors. Resistors we have completed, active and passive components we have completed, applications of resistor. You can easily tell the applications of resistor. First one is, it is used where the current should be limited. Limit the current, limit the flow of current or limit the current, anything you can write to limit the flow of current. By limiting the current, it can protect circuit elements, can protect circuit elements. By limiting the current, so the resistor can protect circuit element, and also it can help us in dividing the current. It divides the voltage. It acts as a voltage divider. Divides the voltage. In voltage divider circuits, we use resistor. And the last one, can dissipate energy. Can dissipate energy, right? So you can observe a bulb, incandescent bulb. You can observe, if you switch it on, after some time it will become heat, right? That is what? Power dissipation. Heat is energy, it is dissipating the energy, right? So it can dissipate the energy. Next, specifications of resistor. In that specification, first one is Ohm's rating. Ohm's rating in the sense, the maximum value of resistance that is offered by the resistor in the, when it is used in the circuit. The maximum value of the resistance offered by the resistor when it is used in the circuit. So what do you mean by specifications? Some of you may know it. Specification in the sense, for example, the properties of that circuit. For example, when you are going to purchase a new mobile, they will tell you, right, the shop owner, this is having a 5 GB RAM, this is having a 4 GB RAM, this is having a 32 GB ROM, 64 GB ROM, right, and the camera capacity, it is 48 megapixel. It is 32 megapixel. Selfie. Girls need to take selfies more, so they will prefer selfie camera should be good, right? Some people may love to hear music. What they will choose? They will choose a mobile which is having a more sound clarity. Some people wants to click their photos and their videos, so that time they will prefer a camera quality should be good. But some people, they want to store some notes, store some documents, store some important things in the mobile. They will prefer the ROM capacity, memory capacity should be more. These are the specifications of the mobile phone, right? In the same way, when you are using a resistor, you should know the specification of that resistors. Okay, if you if you are going to purchase a resistor from the shop, nobody will purchase, only electronic lab purpose will purchase, or who is working in the electronic field, they will purchase, right. So what they will do? They will ask how much resistance it can possess when it is used in the circuit. The maximum value, how much it can possess, they will ask, right. That time, that is called Ohm's rating, the maximum value of resistance offered by the resistor when it is used in the circuit. If you want to construct a circuit, you will buy a resistor. So resistance values may be varying and depending on many factors, depending on temperature or depending on the size of the resistor, So how much maximum it can resist the current, how much maximum value of resistance it can possess when it is used in the, that is nothing but ohms rate. The second one is power rating. Power rating in the sense the maximum power a resistor can dissipate maximum power a resistor can dissipate safely is called power rating. Safe in the sense power dissipation in the sense what I have told, when you switch on the bulb after some time it will be getting heat, right? If the temperature increases more and more, what happens? At some stage the bulb may burn out. If the voltage is more or somewhere you might have heard about more voltage fluctuations were there. So this divide some devices in at your home, I mean it's not operating, it's burnt and all you have. So thoitu ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ, because the that device capacity is the voltage may be more than the capacity of the device that the device can withstand, right? In the same way, if the more power, the resistor power rating will be mentioned while purchasing the resistor. It is somewhere around half watt resistors will be there, 1/8 watt resistors will be there. That means power rating, maximum power, how much can be given to this resistor, at what in what kind of circuit it can be used, how much power it can bear safely. That in the sense, if more power is dissipated than what is mentioned in the power rating, then the resistor may burn. I agree, resistor limits the current by dissipating the energy into it. If the power rating of the resistor crosses, what happens? It burns. Okay. So maximum, so they will be mentioned, power rating will be there. So 40 watt bulb, 60 watt bulb, they will, brightness also depend on the power rating. Also if you transfer more power to it, if more power comes into your home, so many devices will be burn out because of this. If maximum power rating will be mentioned on the resistor, if you give more power, the resistor will burn out. So power rating in this maximum power of a resistor can dissipate safely, in the sense how much power it can bear, the maximum amount of power, how much it can bear, that is decided by the power rating of the resistor. Okay, that we will study. Type of resistors we are going to study. In that we will study how much, which type of resistor, what will be the power rating of the specified resistors and all. Okay. Next one is tolerance value. Tolerance value in the sense the variation in the value of resistors, the variation in the value of resistor, value of resistance when it is used in the circuit. So variation of the resistance value when it is used in the variation from the marked value, variation in the value of resistance with respect to its marked value. That means if you buy some 100 ohm resistor or 1 kilo ohm resistor, if you buy some 1 kilo ohm resistor, the tolerance value will be, this resistor may not possess completely 1 kilo ohm, somewhere around 980 ohm or 1120 ohm or 900 ohm or somewhere around 1200 ohm, something like that. It may vary. Nearby values it may take. Either 1 kilo ohm resistor, exactly 1 kilo ohm it may not possess, because resistance value may be depending on different parameters. So, when it is used in the circuit with respect to, you will buy a resistor from the shop, that is 1 kilo ohm resistor you will buy, but that may vary from, either it will decrease a little bit, not more, either it will decrease or it will, okay. See, if you connect a 980 ohm resistors in place of 1 kilo ohm, there will not be much difference actually. There will not be much difference. So, tolerance value in the sense, the variation of in the value of resistance with respect to the marked value. So, it may vary from, tolerance value may vary from plus or minus 1% to plus or minus 20%. If 1 kilo ohm resistor is possessing 980 ohm, how much it is varied? How you will calculate that percentage? Sir, for 1 kilo ohm it is giving how much? For 1 kilo ohm it is 980 ohm it is possessing. For 100 ohm how much it is? For 100 into 980 divided by 1000, right? You will do it 98. So, for 100 it is 98. How much is it is varied? 2%. 100 you want to get it, but it is giving only 98, that means 2%. 1 kilo ohm resistor you bought and connected in the circuit, only 980 ohm it is possessing, in the sense tolerance value is, it is varying by 2%, right. In the same way, tolerance value is a variation in the value of resistance with respect to the marked value. Okay. Guess we will stop today. Any doubts? Any doubts in the discussed topics? Please text me. Thank you.